Hello. Welcome to Friday night, everyone. My light's a little bright there. Hello. How's it going? Nice to have you guys here. Oh my gosh, today's you know what? I'm gonna play some music. Hello, welcome. All right, I'll lower my music a little bit. Oh boy, I have so much to tell you guys. I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for being here. Today's a special day. It's an unexpectedly special day, and I almost didn't do a live stream tonight. I was like, I don't know if this is the right night for it. Let me explain why. Here's what happened. So for those of you who do not know what I've been building up to, I've been recently, since like May, working on the big finale scene, scene 64 for New Ad Day. It's the final scene from my original storyboards that I started working on with animation May of 2023. Now, I haven't gone like consistently from May of 2023 till now. There was like a 9-month period where I didn't work on it at all so I could make a book, which I did, and it's out there, which is great. But for the most part, aside from that 9-month chunk, and aside from May and June of this year, where I was still working on it, but not as diligently because I had some extra work, like day job stuff that was kind of pulling me away. Aside from those 2 periods of time, I would say I've been pretty consistent. So I've been taking these storyboards and turning them into animation. I am over 3,400 images completed on this cartoon. And if you're watching and you're like, what is he talking about? Stick around. I'm going to tell you, but you got to stick around. None of this I'm going to pop in for 2 seconds, and if I don't hear something that immediately grabs my attention, then I'm bailing. None of that crap. If you're going to pull that crap, take it somewhere else. All right. Hey, Samo's here. How's it going? Hello. Marks109 says 9 months to make a book. That's quick. Yeah, well, it was 9 months to make a book because the book I made was a compilation. So I wasn't making a bunch of new stuff from scratch. I was compiling, archiving existing stuff. I did make some new things for the book, but most of it was like compiling and editing. Okay, so that book is out there. But here's the thing. So I'm on the finale. The finale of this cartoon is only 5 seconds long, but it's taking me, over a month because I was working the day job and trying to work on this project at night and on the weekends. And, it's a crowd scene. And so I was like, well, yeah, I want to make this big finale crowd scene. So this is going to be great. Yeah, well, making a crowd scene is pretty complicated. And again, it's only 5 seconds long. So it's a lot of effort that goes by very quickly, which you could describe most animation as a lot of effort that goes by really quickly. But some scenes are more than others, more involved than others. And this finale, this 5-second finale is very involved, but it's only 5 seconds. So anyway, I've said that enough times. I just keep repeating myself. You have to forgive me. I get very passionate and excited about these things. So a few days ago, I ran out of paper. Now, I had placed an order for more paper. Hello, Smiley Roblox 123. Hello. So I ran out of paper, but I had like 5 or 6 days beforehand, I placed an order for more paper. I ran out of paper the other day. It was a Wednesday. And then yesterday, Thursday evening, early evening, was when my paper was delivered. But I was going out for the evening, so I didn't work on anything at all yesterday. Today, I fully expected to finish the character that I was drawing because I only needed like 3 more drawings to complete him. I did complete him, okay? But then I had this like idea that I was looking at the whole scene, the whole picture. We got characters moving around the different parts of the screen, but there was like one corner in the bottom left that seemed kind of vacant. And I kept thinking, I don't know. Well, I wasn't thinking about that corner. I was thinking about another part of the screen. I kept moving where this other idea I had was going to go. And I eventually settled on the bottom left corner because the bottom left corner kind of had nothing going on. So I said, all right, this thing that I was going to move, you know, on these other parts of the screen, I'm going to move it down here. It's going to be a mom and a kid. And the mom and the kid idea goes all the way back to my storyboards. So if I look at my storyboards, and I go all the way back to when I was originally making this idea for the finale, there's a mom and a kid right there. And she's walking and she's dragging the kid. And he doesn't want to go. He's like screaming. And then there they are right there, okay? Now, I didn't keep that exact idea. I kind of simplified it. I didn't actually have the mom dragging her kid. What I opted for instead is this mom who's standing here and looking at her phone, and then her kid's kind of trying to get away, but she's got like a death grip on his wrist, and he's like tugging, trying to get away, but unable to do that. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw just one picture just to see how it looks and make sure it fits. And then if it fits, maybe I'll do a couple extra drawings and get myself started so that tonight during the live draw that I do every Friday, I'll have something like a springboard that I'll be able to work on, and then I'll look like I'm prepared. Otherwise, I wouldn't have anything to work on tonight. Well, I made 4 drawings of this mom and this kid. I promise you this story is going somewhere. I promise you. Please be patient with me. All right, so I made these 4 drawings, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and take these drawings, and I'm going to put them in the timeline, and I'm going to see how long of the 5-second finale, how long does it take for me to do like a reasonable bit of animation of this kid tugging and trying to get away. And it was maybe about a third, maybe more than that. And I thought, gosh, it takes up so much of what's on screen already. Because what I wanted to do was to have the kid tug in one direction, then to have him tugging in another direction, and then maybe I would like do a third direction. And then I looked at it and I said, I don't think I need to do that. He's very insistent on getting in this one direction, and then he pauses, and then maybe I have him do it another couple times, or at least one more time, and then maybe he starts to do it a third time. And so I tried that. I said, what if I just take these frames and I loop them? Because that was always the plan. I wanted to have some of the characters on the screen looping, so I wouldn't have to be, forcing myself to draw like, I don't know how many images, 100 images for each character or something like that. And plus, they're in the corner, so they needed to be there, but they didn't need to be stealing your attention to the bottom corner. That's the whole thing. I want the crowd scene to sort of wash over you. You could fixate and look at one part of the screen, but they're all kind of moving a little bit. So the idea is you get the sense that there's a lot of people or a good group of people, but it's not really about any one particular character. Anyway, so all that to say, 4 drawings, and I completely finished the mom and the kid. I have nothing to work on tonight. I have nothing to draw tonight, okay? I'm going to explain why. And what's funny about this is the character I was working on earlier today, before I started drawing the mom and the kid, he is nothing but new drawings. Like every 2 frames, it's a new drawing. The entire 5 seconds. He's the only character that I have doing that. It took me quite a while to get him done, but like it's funny how long it took me to make 5 seconds for one character. But then when I do this dual character of the mom and the kid, it takes me 4 drawings and that's it. I just find that to be funny. So anyway, the point is, it was funny for me. It's probably not funny to anybody else. The point is, about an hour or so ago, I decided I think that's it. I think that's it for these characters. I think that's it for this scene. And here's what that means, folks. The entirety of the 24 pages of storyboards that I set out to animate in May of 2023, today is the day that I finished it. I finished like everything that I set out to do. Now, that doesn't mean the cartoon is done. I'm going to explain why. But let's just pause for a moment. It happened today, like a couple hours ago. It happened. I'm beside myself. I told my family about it, and my sister asked me, well, how does it feel? And I was like, I don't know. I wasn't planning on finishing it today. That wasn't the plan. I was going to be working on the mom and the kid tonight during this live draw. You know, you guys would have been watching me draw these characters, and now I'm not going to do that. I don't have anything to work on. Not yet. I mean, there's more to do, but I don't have anything prepared to be working on. So what comes next? Okay, that's the logical question I think anybody would want to ask me. Well, about partway through making this cartoon in the last few years, literally, it's been 3 years. There was a separate section that I referred to as the montage. And I haven't started working on the montage yet because when I first came up with the idea, I was like, well, do I want to go backwards and make this montage and then pick up and go forwards again? And at that point in time, I wasn't sure if the montage was going to happen. I was like, you know what? I don't want to interrupt everything that I'm doing. I've got a pretty good rhythm going. Maybe I shouldn't stop everything for something that wasn't part of the plan. And my thought was, let me just keep going forward with the 24 pages of storyboard to animation that I knew that I was going to do. Let me go forward with that. And I said to myself, when I get done with all of that, then I will reassess everything and go, okay, do I want to add this extra section? And I can absolutely tell you for like maybe the last year, I have been 100% sure that the montage is going to happen. I just wasn't about to go backwards. So what does that mean? That means I'm out of storyboards, which means it's time to make new storyboards for this montage sequence. So I'm not going to do that tonight. I don't have any storyboard paper. I have to go make more storyboard photocopies. I have like a template that I use. Where did I put that? I think I put it somewhere. Oh yeah, I have it here. So this is just my blank template for storyboards. I need to take this cardstock and then just go and like photocopy it a bunch of times, and I'll have more paper. Yes, I could just hand make some more, but I'd rather just photocopy this. Okay, so I'm going to do that probably tomorrow, and then I'll start storyboarding this montage sequence, which is going to be almost like a little side quest, like a bonus cartoon. It's still going to be part of the main cartoon, but because of it being separate like this, it feels to me almost like a separate project, kind of. So that's the next step. The next step is to storyboard this montage and then animate this montage, and then here's where I go from there. That's when I'll partner up with my composer, and he and I will do like a spot session where we look through the whole cartoon and have discussions about what kind of instruments do I imagine hearing in certain places and what kind of mood. And then he will go ahead and write music, and then while he's writing music, I'll be starting post-production. And I don't have a plan quite yet for how post-production is going to go. I don't know. I don't even know what's going to happen as far as this live stream show that I do on Fridays, because I think a lot of the post-production stuff is going to be me messing around on my computer. And I could share my screen, but I don't know. I don't have a process yet. So I don't know that I want to share my screen when I don't have a process. And I do still have to make backgrounds. So I guess I could be drawing backgrounds during a live draw. I don't know yet. I'm not saying I'm going to stop the live stream, but I am saying, like, I don't know that it'll be every Friday once I get to post-production. Maybe it will. Maybe I'll just do one of these like video check-ins like I'm doing right now with you guys, and sort of like explaining, what my plans are and that kind of a thing. Maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know yet. But I do still have a little bit more animation to go. The exciting thing is, for the first time in 3 years, my walls that normally have, you can see my corkboard in the corner of the screen there. My walls, which have normally had storyboard pages on them for the last 3 years, now has nothing. There's nothing on my wall right now. It's very weird, and very soon I will make new storyboards and put those on the wall. But for right now, in this moment, there's nothing up there. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know what to say. I feel very good. I feel very accomplished about this, but it also feels weird because it's not done yet. But I do think it's important to celebrate the milestones as they happen. That's part of the reason why I'm doing the live stream tonight, was just because I felt like I wanted to kind of celebrate this by talking about it with all of you. Someone on YouTube named Arlene Danden, S7E, says, "Wow, you look at your back because there's a state of Marshmallow Man. As a kid, I love watching Ghostbusters." Oh, yeah. I've got a bunch of Ghostbusters stuff behind me. I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. It was my first favorite movie when I was a kid. It was my very first movie that I called and claimed as my favorite movie. I mean, obviously Jurassic Park, as you see me wearing. This is my other big favorite movie. But yeah, I've got all my Ghostbusters guys behind me. Actually, I've got a few of them around my home, but most of the stuff is right here, kind of watching over me as I work on stuff. So my plan this weekend is to go make some more storyboard paper, and then start boarding the montage. So I will do a live stream next Friday because I'm still working on animation. And I'll have new boards. I can share with you guys the storyboards next week. I'm assuming I'll have them done by Friday of next week, since I've got nothing else to animate right now. And then the montage takes place in, it's like 3 separate sections, probably more than 3 scenes, because I'll probably have like the camera change angles a little bit. It might be like 2 or 3 scenes per section. So at one point I thought I was going to get the whole montage on one page. Now I think it might take 2 pages, maybe. We'll see. I don't want to try to like force myself to condense it to 1 page. But 2 to maybe 3, but I feel like 2 probably pages of storyboards will be on my wall very soon, and then I'll be back to animating. But once I'm done with the montage, folks, that's going to do it for the rough animation stage of New Ad Day, which is really, really amazing to say that, to be this close to it. And I am excited about post-production, but I'm nervous about post-production because I don't really know my process yet. I haven't developed it. I had a process when I was making the comic strips. I'm not going to be doing that process for animation. I'm going to be changing my process, which is exciting and scary at the same time. Carrie is here. Hi, Carrie, over on YouTube. And then Arlen says, yeah, you got to... Oh, wait. What's your favorite character from Ghostbusters? I mean, I've always loved Slimer. Always loved Slimer, but I would have to say Pete Venkman. I'm a huge Bill Murray fan, and I found Bill's brand of comedy, which I discovered at a young age. I really felt like it spoke to me on some level, and I feel like I learned a lot about humor from Ghostbusters and from Bill Murray. So I have to say Peter Venkman is one of my favorite characters from the film, especially. Just a favorite character in general. And he is in the background. You can kind of see him back there behind Slimer eating spaghetti. I love this Slimer eating spaghetti figure, by the way. Just an amazing figure. Arlen says, I learn English from YouTube. I'm from the Philippines, so I absolutely love you because you bring back my memory as a kid. Well, that's wonderful. I'm very happy to hear that. YouTube is a great way to learn English, and gosh, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I'd be glad to offer my fluency in English skills to you during these recordings. I've been dealing with a pain on my tongue all day, and so if you see me struggling now and then, it's because I'm trying to not move my tongue too much because it keeps hitting my teeth, and I think I bit my tongue in my sleep or something like that. And now I've got some kind of I don't know, like a wound or something on my tongue, and so whenever I'm talking, I have to be careful not to be. I have to be mindful of where my tongue goes, because if I'm not, it hits my teeth and it hurts really, really badly. So I've been dealing with that all day. I hope it goes away soon, because man, is it obnoxious. It makes me not want to eat anything because food kind of hurts. So I'm fully planning on having a smoothie for dinner and not eating anything. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but it's pretty unpleasant stuff. Anyway, so like I said, I'm very excited about this next stage. Can't believe I'm saying it, that I'm here, that I'm at this next stage. It's quite literally been since May of 2023 before getting here. So I'm sort of beside myself tonight. I'll let you guys know what happens next week. Samo says, rinse your mouth with salt water. Oh man, do I have to? That sounds really, really painful. I'll do it. I'll do it. You don't mean gargling, right? You just mean like rinse. I did use some mouthwash earlier because that's got like alcohol in it, and I don't feel like it did very much of anything, but I did do that, and it wasn't all that painful either. But I'll do the salt water thing if that's what you're suggesting. Doctor's orders, says Samo. Okay, thank you. Arlen says, I love you then. I'm going to subscribe and like your video because you bring my memories back. Oh, crying emoji. Well, that's so sweet. I'm so glad to meet another Ghostbusters fan. And you're all the way across the world. You're a Ghostbusters fan from across the world. Have you been keeping up with the franchise? Did you watch Ghostbusters 2 and then Afterlife and then Frozen Empire? Do you like all those movies? Did you watch the real Ghostbusters, the animated series? And did you know they're making for Netflix? There's going to be a brand new animated series for Ghostbusters coming out next year, which is called, I think it's called Ghostbusters Night Shift, I believe is what it's called. Night Shift. So that's coming out next year. Samo says, yes, just rinse, not gargle. Okay, all right, I'll make sure. Carrie is laughing at something. I don't know what she's laughing at, but I appreciate people laughing. That's always a good thing. In fact, let me take the Ghostbusters fandom to the next level and show you that the drink I am drinking tonight is in a Ghostbusters Frozen Empire glass tumbler from Alamo Drafthouse, ladies and gentlemen. Alamo Drafthouse. So I'm going to have a little sip of this. Yep, good stuff. Arlen from the Philippines is saying you need some garg because since I was a kid, I have your kind of tongue. You had the same problem since you were a kid that I have right now. I don't have it all the time. It just happened because I think I bit my tongue is what happened. But if you're dealing with it all the time, that sounds dreadful. The Fandom Traveler says, hi, Phil, new to the channel, happy to be here. Well, hey, the Fandom Traveler, I'm happy to have you here. It's really exciting. Normally, I'm drawing by this point in my live stream, but tonight I'm just gonna hang out with you guys and chatting. I should probably put some background music on or something. Because normally I'm drawing, but I unexpectedly completed the scene I was working on today, and the next step in this cartoon is to start animating a section that I haven't even boarded yet. So I have literally nothing to do tonight. So I almost didn't do this live stream. I was like, what am I going to do? People are they're going to come in here. They're going to see me rambling about whatever. And they're going to think, I don't want to listen to this guy talk about whatever. I don't even know who he is. And they're going to leave. And, but I was like, no, I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate that I got this far. This is a fun night. So I'm here doing it. Oh, Carrie is laughing that I was name dropping all the Ghostbusters films. Yeah, how could I not? It's like such an important franchise to me. Arlen says, yeah, I watched Frozen Empire. Okay, good. Carrie says, you can tell you really love the franchise. I do love the franchise so much. So much. And it makes me sad that none of the films have been as good as the original. They haven't been. You can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. And you really shouldn't try. That's the difficult thing when you have something so successful. Obviously, they want to make sequels. I get it, and I'm not saying you shouldn't make a sequel, but if you do make a sequel, you should have a really good reason for making the sequel. Is what I say. You should try to come at it from a fresh perspective. That's my 2 cents. And to tie it back into my own animation, speaking of sequels. I'm not finished with New Ad Day yet, but I do have plans for a follow-up cartoon. I'm not going to jump directly into making it once this one's done, but I will probably start writing it when this one's done. I'll probably start writing the script. I don't want to jump straight back into animation, but I am excited about writing a new script. So that is something I can tell you that I do have like in the works in my head. Arlen says, yes, everything you say. Yes, 100, 100, 100. Carrie says, congrats. Thank you very much. The Fandom Traveler says, are you going to San Diego Comic-Con? Not this summer. I've actually never been to San Diego Comic-Con. I've been to a bunch of other conventions. I've hosted panels, like animation panels at conventions. I've had my own Artist Alley table at conventions for years. I did the one in Chicago, did the one in Dallas, but I've never done San Diego, and I can honestly tell you it would be really cool when my cartoon is done if I would take it on tour to different places, and Comic-Con would be a great place to do that. I don't know if that would be what I do, but I'm definitely thinking about doing that. So we'll see. Let's see. The Fandom Traveler says, I love the Cthulhu episodes in the Ghostbusters cartoon. Yeah, you mean the real Ghostbusters, or do you mean what's it called? Extreme Ghostbusters, which I have not watched very much of, believe it or not. Arlen is saying that you wish you had this tumbler. Yeah, this was like a limited edition thing that they did here in the States at a movie theater called Alamo Drafthouse. They're a really cool theater, and they usually do some kind of special edition merchandise. They partner with a company called Mondo, and Mondo will usually release some kind of poster or like a mug, like a tiki mug, tiki style, I mean. Or they'll do like a tumbler like that, or they'll even do like a pin set, which I love when they do the pin sets, but those are always sold out really quickly, and if you don't make haste on those, you miss out. Oh, the Phantom Traveler says, yes, the real Ghostbusters. Okay, yeah, it's been a while since I've watched the real Ghostbusters. I need to do like a full watch through of that series. I don't think I've watched all of them. I've watched most of them. Oh, Carrie says, I used to work there. You used to work at Alamo? That's pretty great. Yeah, Alamo's great. They actually have locations now outside of Texas, which is pretty awesome. Also, I want to say thanks to Phil Cummings and Nathan Bechtold on Facebook. They gave this video a thumbs up. I am streaming on YouTube, but I simulcast over to to Facebook, just because, you know, not everybody hangs out on YouTube. But if you are hanging out on YouTube, this is really the place that I put my attention. So you're in the right spot if you're here on YouTube. Arlen says, if that cartoon is done, I'll watch it. Which cartoon is done? The Real Ghostbusters? Yeah, The Real Ghostbusters came out in the 80s. I don't know where you can find it now. I know they did release DVDs. They need to do like a Blu-ray set, which I know it wasn't an HD kind of thing, but it would be nice to have a Blu-ray set for it. Thanks for the heart on Facebook from Victoria Goodman. I appreciate that. Fandom Traveler says, we have an Alamo in San Francisco. Awesome spot to see a movie. See, that is cool. And maybe when I'm finish up with my cartoon, maybe I'll go to California or something, find a way to do something at Alamo. I don't know. That'd be really cool. I haven't figured that out yet, but I want to do a lot of like touring with it. I'd like to really make that, like, if I could set aside a whole year where I tour my animated cartoon, that would be really, really fun. Come on out, says the Phantom Traveler. All right, maybe I will. Carrie says, yep, I worked at the grand opening for the one in Virginia. Oh, wow, I didn't know there was one in Virginia. Great place for movie lovers, says Carrie. Yeah, I agree. I will say that there's one of the locations here in Austin, I don't love the way that they have the seating. I don't think they're all set up the same way. So I'm not going to say Alamo as a whole. I'm just going to say there's one location here that I really don't love the way they have it set up, because like you're sitting in your recliner seat, and then like the counter where you can put your food is the spacing is really weird. And so you kind of have to like get up and lean, and I don't know, there's like a really weird spacing thing about that. I don't love that. I guess the alternative, right, would be with like a traditional movie theater where you have the little side table that is attached to your seat and kind of like folds around you, which I know sometimes those are annoying and they can get in the way, but you can at least sit back and have your food like right there in front of you. I kind of prefer that than having the weird like leaning forward at a bar. It's almost like a bar or a countertop. So that's my only complaint. And usually with Alamo, you know, you've got people running back and forth taking orders for food. And so to me, if I go to Alamo, I think I'd rather go there for something that I've already seen. If they do like a 20th anniversary or a 40th anniversary of something, I'd be okay with that, because if I've seen the movie a bunch of times, I don't care that much that people are kind of walking in front. But if it's a new release, man, I don't want people walking in front of me. That is like the most obnoxious thing. I don't know if you guys have any pet peeves about movie theater stuff, but for me, people constantly getting up and going to the bathroom is just that's the worst. Or if people are, you know, walking over to take your food order, but they're standing in front of you and you're missing the, oh my gosh. Or worse than that is if the person in front of you is unreasonably taller than you, which I have experienced my whole life. I'm not super short, but I'm like average to short. If there's someone sitting in front of you and maybe they're not blocking the whole screen, but their head is tall enough that like part of the screen is permanently blocked out by the silhouette of their noggin, man, that's annoying. Really. Or at a concert, what do you do? You're at a concert, you're not going to move. I mean, unless there's a lot of open seats, I guess you could move, but or at a theater, unless there's a bunch of open seats, you're kind of stuck there, and you just got to make the best of it and do this little thing where you're looking around around their head. Oh my gosh, it's like, that's so stupid. Arlen says, no, the one that you are writing now. Oh, the cartoon I'm making. Well, yeah, eventually the cartoon I'm making, I will put it on my channel here on YouTube. That is the plan, but that's going to be a little bit down the road, because I want to have a year of like film festivals and things like that. And when you have a film in a film festival, they frown on the film being available on things like YouTube. They don't want that. They want the film to be exclusively available in festivals, so that it's, I don't know what the reason for that is. I do think they are okay with people if you have the film as like a limited, like someone has to pay and then they can rent the film or they can watch it temporarily. I think they're okay with that. They're just not okay with it being widely available and anybody can just bring it up. And I know this because there are films that are in festivals that I've wanted to see, or they're eligible for Oscars or whatever, and you just can't watch them. And usually they wait until award season is over, and then suddenly you see them starting to show up on YouTube. So that's because of the thing I just mentioned. So I'll be doing the same treatment. I don't know when New Ad Day will be available widely on YouTube, but eventually I think that's where it'll end up. The Fandom Traveler says, a long while back, they had a King of Kong showing in Austin that I was able to attend. Steve, is it Weeb or Weib, was in the lobby trying to set the high score. It was a bit surreal. Oh, like a pinball tournament? What kind of a tournament are we talking about here? Carrie says, when I worked there, you would never see me. And I feel similarly about movies and immersion. I would never see you. What is that symbol that you put on screen? You got like little stacks or whatever. I'm not sure what you put there, Carrie. I'm sure it's very clever if I knew what it was you were saying, but I don't know what you're saying. But I think what you're saying is you were very stealthy and nobody could see you blocking. Oh, it's a ninja. Oh, on my screen it doesn't show up as a ninja. Oh, okay. I was going to say like a ninja, but I didn't want to say it because I wasn't sure if that's what you were going for. And it was what you were going for. King of Kong is the movie about Donkey Kong high scores. Oh, I've never seen that. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Oh, wow. And so they were trying to set the high score in the lobby. That's crazy. Oh, wow, that's really cool. We've got a really cool film theater here in Austin called it's the Austin Film Society. But the Film Society has their own theater that's like just for them. And I remember that is the first place I ever went to see The Shining. It was for some anniversary. I don't remember how many years it was, 40 years, 35 years. I don't know what it was. But it was The Shining, and they released it in 4K. So I got to see The Shining in a theater in 4K. That was my first time ever seeing it. That was really cool. A really, really artsy film. I know it's a horror film, but it's very artistic. So if you haven't seen The Shining, it's really good. Unless you're really scared, I guess then don't see The Shining. But Arlene says, what's your favorite singer? Mine is Elvis Presley, and later I will put on the chat that where are you from? I don't have a favorite singer, but I have multiple favorite singers, and I can tell you that one of my favorite singers is Danny Elfman. He had a band in the 80s and 90s called Oingo Boingo. They're my favorite band. But he's also the singing voice of Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And I think he's got an amazing voice, and he even has his own solo albums. He released a solo album a few years ago, like during COVID, basically, and it was like kind of like a metal album, a pretty heavy metal kind of sound, and it was great. He's still making music to this day. The guy just doesn't stop, so he's incredible. Fandom Traveler says, one of the guys who was in the movie was in the lobby trying to set the high score. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I've not seen that film. I will have to look into The King of Kong. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, it kind of seems like that would be a movie, almost like a sporting event movie, but it's about video games, which sort of reminds me of a movie from the 80s. I think it was called Wizard or Pinball Wizard, or I can't remember what it was called now, but it was basically about a video game tournament. And it kind of played like a sports movie. You know how sports movies are, you know, about like the good guy and he's gonna fight somebody who's really, really good, and you're hoping he can overcome him, and classic 80s vibes. But that's what I think of when I hear that there's a high score Kong movie. It kind of reminds me of that sort of thing. It also kind of reminds me of The Last Starfighter, which is such a good movie. I don't know if you guys know about The Last Starfighter. I saw that at a young age. And that movie also deals with someone who's so good at video games that they get recruited into outer space to actually be a pilot. It's a ridiculous premise, but I love it so much. It's an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend The Last Starfighter. Not to be confused with the upcoming Star Wars movie, which I believe is called Starfighter, I think. It's got a very similar name. And anyway, but these are the tangents that I find myself on when I've got nothing else to work on other than talking with you guys. Good stuff. Lots to look forward to. I think they're going to be making another Ghostbusters movie, live action movie, but I don't know for sure. But I think they are. It's difficult, you know. I don't know how well a movie has to do for it to be guaranteed that they'll do a sequel. Sometimes a movie can do really well and it still won't get a sequel. So, you know, and sometimes movies do mediocre, and mediocre was good enough for a sequel. But we're getting a Street Fighter movie later this year. I think in October we're getting a Street Fighter movie. And I didn't play Street Fighter growing up. I was much more of a fan of Mortal Kombat. But the Street Fighter movie trailer is really good. If you have not seen the trailer, it's super entertaining. Like I am very excited for that movie. It just looks like somebody who really, really loved Street Fighter got to make a movie about it. That's what it looks like. So I can't fault them for doing that. Arlen over in the Philippines says, you know, the singer sings the song of The Summer Place by the violin. It goes like this: A Summer Place. I know Summertime by Will Smith. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I know that song, but I don't know Summer Place. I know Donna Summer, who is a wonderful singer, but I don't think you mean Donna Summer. But we'll figure it out. Between Arlen here and me and somebody who has access to a web browser, I'm sure we can figure out what song Arlen is asking about. But I don't know. I apologize if I'm itching my nose a lot. I think my allergies are acting up. And I also have 2 cats. And those cats happen to be very good at shedding their hair everywhere. And yeah. I'm weird reminds me have a character. Well, I am kind of weird. I take that as a compliment. I don't know what character I remind you of, but I don't mind being called weird. I think it's a good thing. The town that I live in, we have a slogan here, and that slogan is "Keep Austin Weird." And it was one of the first things I learned about before moving here, and I thought, you know what? I feel really good about moving to a city that has a slogan about being weird. That's pretty great. So all these years later, after moving here, and I'm like, yep, I picked the right place to move. I think this is. I don't know where else I would move. If there was anywhere else in the country where I would go, if you said, you know, unlimited money, you can go wherever you want, and you can just start up in a new place, I wouldn't know what to tell you. I don't have. It's not a matter of cost. I don't know where else I would go. So I'm not saying I'll never move again, but I'm saying I don't know where else I'd go as of right now. Arlen says, can you show me one of the State of Marshmallow Men out of the casing? Oh, yeah, okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, you want to Stay Puft Marshmallow. I just realized what you were asking. Stay Puft. Stay puffed is what you're saying. Stay puffed, right? All right. So this guy here, this is a Funko Pop. I think it's Funko. They don't say it on the bottom. They do. It's Funko. Yeah. With the big head. I don't know why I looked at his foot. I just was trying to make sure. But this is a variant version of Stay Puft. They have a version of him that is not angry, but I love the angry, sad, crying, like he got burnt. I love this version. It makes me very happy. He's very sad himself, but he makes me very happy. He's very angry. Yeah, because he got blasted with the proton packs, you see. And that hurts. It puts him on fire. He doesn't want to be on fire. So there you go. All right. Ugh. Let's put him back. All right, I'll show you this awesome Slimer as well. I really like this Slimer. The Slimer eating spaghetti. I think it's such a cool figure. Look at this thing. It's really well done. I love just the detail, the level of detail. Look at that butt. Really, really just well done. I like how you can see far back into his mouth. He looks animated. He looks like a cartoon character. They really did a great job. Zoetic Atlantis in here says, hi, he looks like he could be in a s'more. Yeah, he does. Samo says, he's pretty toasty, just like I like my marshmallows. No, don't eat them. Oh, I'm going to show you guys. Here, I'll show you this. This is pretty cool. I have, so when Afterlife came out, when Ghostbusters Afterlife came out, that was the movie that introduced the mini puffs. And they did this thing where they released a bunch of different mini puffs, and they were all exclusive to different places. I only got one of them, but I got the one from Baskin Robbins because I love ice cream so much. And so I got the Baskin Robbins mini puff, and he even has a Baskin Robbins spoon and the Baskin Robbins logo right there. But he's a little mini puffed from Ghostbusters Afterlife, and there he is with a nice scoop of mint chocolate chip ice cream, which is delicious. But look at that. I think it's so great. I love that they did that. Arlen says, can you show me one of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men out of the casing? I don't know what you're asking. What do you mean? I took one out of the casing. I'm not sure what you're asking me. I'm gonna put this one back. Here, I could probably bring out one more. Let's see. Let me grab this one here in the front because it's easier for me to get to. All right, here's another one. This one is from, who made this one? I think this was like one of those Lego copy, like the copycat Lego companies made this. Let me see. Oh, Playmobil. This is a Playmobil Stay Puft. This is, I think it's actually really great, honestly, like for Playmobil, which is a little kids kind of toy thing. But I thought this was a really well done Stay Puft for Playmobil. They're little human characters. I don't love how those look, but I think this is a fantastic sculpt on this Stay Puft. Arlen says, before you put him back, can you show me the picture to a race regular? I don't know what you're asking. Picture to a race regular. I'm gonna need you to explain that a little bit more for me. I won't put him back in there yet, but I need you to help me understand what you're asking. My throat is definitely getting dry tonight. I'm doing a lot more talking than I usually do. But thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. I know, no new drawing tonight. If you guys are coming in late and you're wondering why I'm not drawing, it's because I finished I finished the scene that I'm working on, and I'm not ready to start working on the next part yet. I have to storyboard it first. So you kind of caught me in between spots where I can show you what I'm working on. So Friday of next week, I should be back in business, back to animating, and that's exciting to think. I'll be animating the montage next Friday. That's pretty crazy. I keep looking at my wall and there's nothing on it. It's crazy to me. Oh, my seat keeps going down. I gotta get a new chair. This thing is like, it keeps going down over time. Thank you, Zoetic Atlantis. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's crazy. I wasn't planning on finishing it today, but I just did. And now I have to go make some storyboards so I can do the last part, which is the montage. But yeah, today I'm just sort of celebrating, or tonight I'm just sort of celebrating, chilling out with you guys. And I think the plan is this weekend to start diving into the storyboards. That's what I want to do. I really want to. I'm looking forward to that. It's been 3 years since I've boarded anything. So yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to figuring that out. And the 3 little scenes that or not scenes, but like little sequences, I guess, that I'm setting up, they're not in any particular order. So that's going to be kind of interesting too, is to figure out like which one of those parts will happen first. They don't have to happen in any special order, but I'll have to think about that this weekend. Maybe I can figure it out. Read it again, you said. Before you put it back, can you show me the picture to a race regular? I don't know what that means. I don't know what picture to a race regular means. You'll have to forgive me, Arlen. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're asking. I'm not trying to be difficult. I just don't have the knowledge of which you speak. But if you can come up with a different way of phrasing it so I can follow what you're saying here in the next 5 minutes. You read it again. Did I remember? Okay. All right. Well, sounds like whatever I did, it was the right thing. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, next Friday, that's the plan. Back to animation. Arlen says, it's my birthday today, and you make my birthday bright. Oh, thank you, because you bring my memory back. Okay, well, hey, I'm really happy to give you some fond memories again. That's really great. Happy birthday. I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but I hope you have some cake. I don't know what kind of cake you like the most, but whatever it is, I hope you get it. And I hope you go out and do something fun and make some memories, because I think that's a great way to celebrate a birthday. I did not really do that for myself this year, and my birthday kind of got put on the back burner. I'm hoping to take some time off sometime soon. I want to take a week off where I don't do any work and I only goof off and do fun stuff that I like to do. Whether that's drawing or playing video games or going on a walk or whatever, I'm going to do that sometime. I don't know when. I kind of hope it's going to be this month, but I don't know. There's like too much going on right now. But I hope your birthday is very special, and I hope you get to share it with people you care about, because I think that's a great way to spend a birthday as well. Some birthdays I don't do that. Some birthdays I go off and take like a day trip and I drive somewhere and visit some place I've never been before, which is really a lot of fun. I didn't do that this year, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe next year. All right. Well, anyway, Stay Pups wants you to have a happy birthday as well, and I'm gonna put him back inside. And oh boy, we got marshmallows falling out. It's a good thing they're not fragile. All right, let's try this again. Here we go. And Awesome. All right. Oh, and then this Martian was falling down too. Okay. There we go. All right, guys. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna check out and go have some. I'm gonna go eat something that's not going to hurt my tongue. That's what I'm gonna do. Probably some ice cream, honestly. Have a wonderful evening. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Thanks for joining me. If you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe. And it would mean a lot to me if you would go to retailsunshine.com and follow me at retailsunshine.com. You can do that for free. Yes, there's options if you want to like pay for stuff, but you can go there for free. Follow me there for free. I do post stuff there that I don't post anywhere else. I would love to have you there. There's a little community sort of forming there. You can like chat with each other in the comment sections of the posts I put there. Anyway, I would love to have you guys there, so please do that. Samo says, "Stay put, stay puffed." Yeah, that's right. Samo said it, so you got to do it. It's like Simon says, but it's Samo says. That's exactly right. Bye, Carrie. Good night, Marks. Appreciate you being here. I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much. Have a good night.